Hello people, and welcome for this week's tutorial, we can call it. I know I get a lot of questions about how I draw some things, and of course if you join my live sessions you can see them live when I do it. But this is like a tutorial where I go through a little bit of how I do hair when I draw hair, or when I ink it, more or less, because I draw hair, but I never do it on with details. I like to do it when I ink. So, let's go through how I ink hair and how I do it very fast. I like to work fast because I'm a bit lazy and I want results immediately. So, check it out. You need to start from the beginning. You need to have a lot of fantasy. You need to use your fantasy when you draw, and then when you will start to draw. I always like to go outside to walk sometimes, and I try to figure out nature, how nature works and how it looks like out in nature. Especially in 3D, you need to think in 3D. So I'm going to go through with you a little bit how the 3D works and how you should think about especially lighting and shadowings, because that's very important when you make hair and you draw hair, because the lighting should be right, and when you have that in your backbone and you work with it, then you know exactly what you can do and can't do, especially when you work fast like I do. I like to work fast, and it should look natural, because hair, you can't make them exactly how it look in real life, because hair is unpredicted. And when it's unpredicted, then nature is nature. You need to be chaotic, just like nature is a bit chaotic. So when I draw hair, I'm going chaotic. Like I said, I like to work fast and try to use the skills what I have, and also different pens, because I try to go with smaller pens when it's light hair, meaning if you're blonde or gray hair or something light, I take the smaller pens. Then I have more white on the hair and on the paper. But if it's black hair and darker brown, you use more the thicker pens, because you get more black on the paper, and that makes the hair more darker. Superman has like that, and I learned a lot from the old comic book artists. So let's start from the beginning here. Let's say this is a hill. If we're going to learn a bit about shadowing and lighting. So here's the hill, and here's the valley. You need to think about hair like hills and valleys when you think about 3D and shadowing and lighting. So this hill can be anything. It can be a nose, it can be a biceps. Let's say it's a bicep though. So we think in 3D, and we have the sun over here, or light source, we can say, going down to the bicep or the hill. So of course the shadowing should be behind the hill or the bicep, if you use your fantasy. And if the light goes down deeper, then the shadows should be longer, of course. On the back side it becomes much more longer. So if you have a nose and the light come more deeper from almost behind the face, then the shadow of the nose become very long, depending on where it comes from, up or down. So sometimes the shadow of the nose can go pretty high up if the light source is from down. So if you think directly from up, if you have the hill like so, looking from up on the helicopter view, and this is the hill, and you have valleys on each side around the hill, and then you have a light source, could be the sun of course, and the hill, let's say, is the biceps. So you have the light coming down to the hill, and you should have the shadowing on the back side, on that side. So that's how we shadow when we look directly from up, and this could be our nose too or something. And of course this is 3D, so the shadowing should go up a bit on the hill, not all the way on the hill, because if it's straight down, then the shadowing shouldn't go up the hill. And if you make the hair, you should think exactly like this, because when I make the hair, if this is hair, wavy hair, then in the middle of the hair, if the head is round, you should have it light. And as further out you go from the head, it should be darker, of course, because the head is round. So if you're looking at a hair and you make a hairdo like this, then as in the middle you should have it almost white, as much as white as you want, as you need. So I'm going to draw a gentleman here from the side to show you exactly what I mean when I draw it like I explained it. So we have a guy from the side, let's call him John. And John has a typical hairdo, nothing strange about it. Now if he's a blonde dude, I will not make a lot of effort. This could be enough for him to be blonde. But if he's darker here, I put more ink like this and leave the middle as white as I can. And without planning, I do it crazy, and just like nature, unpredictable, chaotic, because hair is like that, especially outside. And if you have a lot of action, not that type of action, then it should be like this. It's not rocket science, so you should just go crazy sometimes. And here, like, this took me a couple of seconds. I went crazy, and I don't need to make much more than this. If I had a larger pen, I will go more crazy, and I will work much more faster. But this pen I'm using here is more thinner, so I'm putting some more effort on it. And look, it looks natural, and this dude looks like he has some hair. So we take the same John here from the front, so we can see his hairdo from the front. I will give him a typical comic book hairdo, nothing special. Like so, sideburn. And here, like I said, if he's gray-haired, blonde, this should be enough to understand that he is blonde. If you use colors, of course you will improve that. But let's increase the inking and give him darker here from the front. So as you can see, I'm leaving a lot of white in the middle, and I'm still going crazy. I'm still working without planning, just doing it just like nature, being chaotic. And this is a more faithful and more honest take. If you're like drawing from a picture as a reference, is much more difficult, and you need to work more. And this helps a lot when you feel that you want a realistic touch, when you know that the middle of the head should be white because it's shiny and the light source is directly in the middle of the head. Here's one example I made on a live session the other day, and I'm working with a thicker pen, and this is Superman, and working fast because I'm always in a hurry. And with a thicker pen you get results more fast like this. And of course Superman is black-haired, and in the comics they always give him blue because it's make it look more black, like so. And this went pretty fast and easy when I used this technique. Now we have longer hair. This one I made in a live session too. This is the spot, a character I created with the viewers. They told me exactly what to draw, and I drew it. And we didn't want a normal speedster with short hair or whatever, so we decided on a long hair. This is something you should practice if you want to become faster, and if you want to have a realistic and more natural comic book style. Please give me a comment if you want to know more, if you want to learn something new. And you should give me a sub and come back next week. I will try to post more. In my son, we're on our way to Spain soon, in about 2 weeks. So we will start our live sessions in the warmth. If you want to see something special over there, tell me about it too. I hope you have a good week, and I see you later. And of course, as always, take good care of each other.